Welcome to this presentation on cross-cultural communication and global organization. As a consultant, my role is to help our team strengthen understanding across diverse cultural backgrounds. We'll explore communication barriers, cultural nuances, and strategies to help teams collaborate effectively. This presentation is especially relevant since our organization works closely with partners and suppliers from China, Germany, and Saudi Arabia. By the end, you'll understand how communication, culture, and leadership intertwine or create stronger international teams. Scandura 2023. Communication serves as the foundation of all successful global operations. Even when everyone speaks English, the interpretation of tone, hierarchy, and silence can differ across cultures. For example, when they seem direct and inefficient in the United States, could appear rude in China or Saudi Arabia. Understanding the cultural content helps teams build trust and prevent costly miscommunications. When we communicate clearly and respectively, we not only improve efficiency, but we also create a workplace where people from all backgrounds feel valued and included. Scandura 2023. Many cross-cultural challenges come from hidden communication barriers. Even though fluent English speakers may interpret the same word differently depending on their culture. For example, in Germany, communication tends to be straightforward, while in Saudi Arabia and China, indirect and relationship-focused communication is the norm. Stereotypes and assumptions also interfere with collaboration when people rely on limited cultural knowledge. Some employees experience communication apprehension by feeling nervous or uncertain when speaking to international colleagues. To overcome these barriers, awareness, patience, and active listening are essential. Scandura 2023. Cultures vary in how much they rely on surrounding context to convey meaning. In high context cultures such as China and Saudi Arabia, communication depends heavily on tone, facial expression, and social relationships. Words alone do not carry the full message. In contrast, low context cultures like Germany and the United States prioritize precise, explicit language and written agreements. For example, a German professional may accept every detail in writing, while in Saudi Arabia, counterpart may prefer to build rapport before addressing specifics. Hall 1977. Gert Hofstede's cultural dimensions identify key differences that affect workplace communication. Power distance describes how comfortable people are with hierarchy and authority. In high-power distant countries like China and Saudi Arabia, employees expect clear direction from leaders, while in Germany, hierarchy is flattery. Collectivism emphasizes group harmony, whereas individualism values autonomy. Countries also differ in their comfort and uncertainty in long-term planning. Understanding these dimensions help leaders adapt communication and decision-making styles across cultural settings. Hofstede, 1980. In China, teamwork and social harmony take priority over individual achievement. Employees may avoid direct disagreement to maintain respect and face. Communication often relies on context rather than explicit statements, and leaders should encourage collaboration without forcing open confrontation. Showing respect for hierarchy, patience in negotiations, and sensitivity to relationships is what builds long-term success. Public criticism or overly direct feedback can damage trust, so praise and feedback are best delivered privately. Scandura 2023. Saudi Arabian culture is deeply influenced by Islamic values and social traditions. Business communication is formal and relationship-based. While building trust takes time, and meetings often begin with personal conversations before addressing business. Respect for hierarchy is vital, and decisions may require approval from senior leaders or even family figures. It is also important to be mindful of religious practices such as prayer times and holidays. By showing patience, courtesy, and respect, professionals can strengthen collaboration in this cultural setting. Scandura 2023. German professionals value clarity and thorough preparation, with communication being precise and efficiency shows respect. Meetings follow strict agendas and punctuality reflects professionalism. Feedback tends to be honest and fact-driven, not personal. Unlike high context cultures, Germans expect all terms and expectations to be stated explicitly. When working with German partners or colleagues, clear documentation and logical reasoning are key to earning credibility. Scandura 2023. Overcoming cultural barriers begins with awareness and empathy. Leaders can promote active listening by asking open-ended questions and encouraging feedback. Using plain English reduces confusion for non-native speakers. Nonverbal sensitivity is also crucial. For example, eye contact, gestures, and silence can convey different meanings. Developing cultural intelligence, or QC, through training helps employees adapt behavior across cultures. Most importantly, fostering an environment of respect and curiosity transforms diversity into a strength. Scandura 2023. Nonverbal communication makes up over half of what people perceive in an interaction. Tone, posture, eye contact, and personal space send powerful messages. For instance, steady eye contact signals confidence in the United States, but it can seem disrespectful in some Asian and Middle Eastern cultures. Silence may reflect thoughtfulness in China, but discomfort in the United States. By observing and adapting to these cues, professionals can reduce misunderstandings and strengthen relationships across cultures. Hall, 1977. Effective communication across cultures requires more than just language fluency. It requires cultural awareness, empathy, and adaptability. As global collaboration continues to expand, organizations must recognize that every culture has a unique values and ways of expressing meaning. By embracing these differences, teams can create stronger connections, greater innovations, and a shared sense of purpose. True leadership is about understanding others and communicating in a way that brings everyone together. Scandura 2023.